So I've been hearing a lot about Cuphead, and as a Hollow Knight fan, I thought I was missing out if I didn't try it. So, what I liked, the boss fights were amazing, and the fact that there's no runbacks, it just adds to the experience. Sometimes I feel like runbacks are, yes, they do serve a purpose, but 9 times out of 10, they're just kind of annoying, and they're just there, and you have to deal with it. I also really like the OST. It changes its styles a lot, like kind of Spanish music with Incagni, and then sort of more old English music with the others, and it just changes its style a lot, and I really fuck with that. Now, another pill which you've probably heard and expected me to say for a while now is the art style. The art style is genuinely amazing. Apart from Mouse PI for Hire, which is a really decent game, I can't really think of another game that has a similar art style to it. And I mean, there's a reason why. It's really hard to recreate. And finally, I also like that how many varying playstyles this game had. You know, Surprisingly, going into it, I didn't think there was going to be as many as there were. You can change your super art, you can change your second weapon, you can even change your main weapon. It's really fun. Now, the cons. The run and gun levels fucking suck. I hate doing them. It's like a chore. I'd rather do Frigid Outskirts 5 times and die to the boss each time than do one run and gun level. I don't know why. Now, this is the first game I've played of this genre, that might be why, but I just don't enjoy run and gun levels. Now, another con that kind of ties into me disliking run and gun levels is that unlocking those varying playstyles is connected to the run and gun levels. It's annoying, man. I don't know what to say. Now, I have, personally speaking, never touched a controller in my life, and so I play each and every single game ever with a keyboard and mouse. This particular game is dog shit. I've never played a game with worse controls than these. I mean, bro, I'm talking emulating Bloodborne, emulating PS2, PS3 titles have better keyboard mouse controls than this game. It just is what it is. And lastly, I think the movement is bad. I think the lock-on system is bad, and I think the smoke dash upgrade is just horrible. Now, the smoke dash I think is done really nicely in Hollow Knight, where you can actually see where you're gonna land. In Cuphead, it's like impossible to use for precise movements because you're just gonna end up like it's gonna vary by a little bit of where you presume you're gonna land, and that pisses me off a lot. The movement is bad, and I stand by this. It's just very basic to the core movement. I feel like good movement could have made this game even better, and I've never seen myself using lock on. Now, it might just be because lock on keyboard and mouse especially is unbearable, but I do not like that. Okay, now that I'm done with my quick yap, it's time to cover the bosses in details. Now, Isle 1 had a pretty mediocre stack of bosses, but it was still decently good. Now, the root pack, I don't really have much to say about the root pack. They're the easiest boss in the game. I got them on my third try and I got an A rating, and yeah, I mean, there's not much I can say. I'd rate them a 4 out of 10. Now, the ball guy. The ball guy is an improvement over the root pack, but still relatively easy, and it has a very simple moveset. And yeah, again, not much to say. It's not really that interesting of a boss. It has 3 phases, which sounds like a lot, but is not really that much for Cuphead. So yeah, another 4.5 out of 10. The Toads. The Toads are an upgrade over all of the Isle 1 bosses I had fought so far. They gave me a decent challenge, but not long enough for it to be considered hard by me. And the last stage especially was the only hard part for me, and that is purely because of RNG. Because it was too much RNG, I have to say. I know it's a gambling sort of phase, but it's just way too much RNG for me. I didn't like it that much. It is just what it is. Hildeberg. I remember her name. That should say enough. She was the first boss that I would consider hard. She has 4 distinct phases, each of one proving their own unique challenge, and she was actually fun. I raged a lot, and it actually gave me like a satisfying in my body when I beat her. She was fun. I liked her design a lot. I liked her astrology-esque design with her cool move sets, and you know how sometimes you get Zeus, sometimes you get the Cloud Sisters. That I really like that. Her OST is fine, but to be fair, I just listen to Spotify in the background while I'm fighting bosses. If it takes me more than X amount of tries. She's a very memorable boss. She's a great introduction to the flight mechanic. I don't know what to say. She's just an amazing boss. I'll give her honestly 8 out of 10. Now, in Cadney Coronation, her first phase is a little overwhelming in the unfair sense, because like there's times where you cannot literally dodge every attack. It might be a skill issue on my end, I know, but like it just seems impossible and it's just too much going on. Her last phase, though, I have to give props, is super fun. It's a cool boss, a cool 6.5 out of 10. Now, Al 2 is where they take the bosses and they just up the difficulty, up the quality, up the looks, up the OST, they up everything, right? The first boss I fought in Al 2 was One Bonbon. One Bonbon was amazing. I have no words to describe it. Now, obviously, it kind of felt like an Isle 1 boss on difficulty, but aesthetically and like in terms of satisfaction, this boss was so much fun. Like, um, it just made me appreciate the game for how much hard work the devs have put due to the sheer variance and like even the first phase that you can get. It actually amazed me because like normal games where I play, the first phase, second phase, third phase will always be set, but Cuphead, one thing I really like is how each phase has distinct sort of attacks, and like they're all vitally different and it's pretty fun. I like that a lot. Now these are last two bosses that I'm gonna cover for this part 1 video were the hardest I have probably ever fought. Not ever fought, but like in Cuphead specifically. The first one is Dijimi. Now this man Dijimi took me an insane amount of time to finish. Like, I have no idea what to tell you. This guy, all of his phases were so annoying. And like the treasure one, the sword one, each and every single one got some sort of fucking timing on me, and they always made me take at least 1 damage. Apart from that, the last phase was also annoying. I mean, because it's just hard without the dash, you know. But when I beat the boss and I got a B, you should be certain I came my pants. Beppy the fucking clown. And I thought, you know, I was fighting Dijimi and I thought to myself, how could these devs make a boss harder than Dijimi in the Cuphead universe? I could not physically comprehend the damage Beppy the clown was going to do for me. The first phase, you know, the first 5 tries, you know, it took me a little bit to adjust to it, but I started getting it hit less. Then, the second phase was this stupid like fucking random balloons just flying over, and it was so annoying because there was like 3 on the right side, 2 on the left side, and sometimes, you know, after I kill the second phase of the boss, one just summons and it fucking touches my asshole. Like, oh my, this boss, it also made me rage a lot. But guess what? There's a third phase. The third phase was even more annoying because when you have that bum ass train running down while, you know, the green fuck or the yellow fuck pull up, it was, oh my god, so annoying. And not to mention the final phase. The final fucking phase was somehow the worst phase of them all. I was doing the first phase and I'm like, okay, this is probably the worst phase. I was doing the second phase and I was like, okay, it cannot get much worse than this. Third phase, it cannot get much worse than this. The fourth phase pulls up. These little green dwarfs, Oompa Loompas, and they throw these tennis balls at you. Oh my god, I have no idea what to say. Also, the HP on the last phase was just like kind of insane. I used my super art, the little beam thingy, and he still lived to consume like so many more X's. It's so stupid, right? It got so bad that I had to use a chaser. Now I don't know if this is cheese or not, but I had to use the chaser for the second phase especially. It helped a lot with the second phase. I got it like, I mastered the second phase after using the chaser, and I'm sorry for being good. But yeah, Jimmy gets like a solid 8 on 10, and Beppy gets a 9 on 10. I know I just did a whole hate rant on Beppy, but he's a fun boss to fight.